the good life, full of fun.
Hey guys, welcome to my kitchen. Exciting day. I'm going to teach you a little trick on how to make a poached egg. Now we're going to make today, I've had a couple cups of coffee if you guys can't tell. So what we're going to make today is an eggs Benedict, Italian style. But one of those little techniques that you need to master to make something really good is a poached egg. So sometimes you'll see poachers, and sometimes they'll sell like a silicone basket that you can put them in. And I'm not saying you can't use those, so certainly if it's not something you want to master, you know, by all means use one of those. But I always love the feel of an egg when it's poached, because if you cook it in a poacher, the outside becomes kind of rubbery and it loses the delicate texture that you want to have with a poached egg. So they're actually really easy to use. I'm going to teach you exactly how to do it. This is going to be a brief video. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's something my grandmother used to do a lot. One of the other things my grandmother used to do is she used to hard boil the eggs. She used to have one of those little stands where you put the egg in, she'd cut the top off, and with a really small spoon, those little flashes of great joy that I remember from my grandmother Caroline, such a sweet woman. So that being said, let's get started. This is really easy. So what do you need? You need some boiling water. Now you don't want it boiling rapidly or viciously, if you will, or violently, because what will happen is the movement, the turbulence of the water will ruin the egg. So you want it just at the beginning of a boil. So what I do is I bring the water to a rapid boil, and then I lower the heat or pull it off the heat for a moment, and then just get it so that you get a minor little bubble. Now, one of the other techniques a lot of people talk about is they talk about adding vinegar to the water. So again, not that I'm opposed to that. Anytime you chemically add like an acid, it'll help cook the egg a little bit, which is great. But I always like to add something that's going to enhance the flavor. Now we're going to make a hollandaise sauce. We're going to add lemon to the hollandaise sauce. So why not add flavor, even if it's a hint of flavor from Old Italy, to your poached egg. So our acid is going to come from a lemon, okay? So essentially I'm going to take a whole lemon, right? And you just want to work the lemon a little bit. We've got our beautiful eggs that we're going to use, right? So we've got some fresh, locally grown eggs, all right? Cage-free, right? And then we're just going to take some juice from our lemon, and we're going to use the whole lemon. We're going to add that to the hot water, okay? So you guys can stay right there. The water's bubbling just gently, and I'm just going to add that lemon right to the water, okay? And that's going to give it an acid, and it's going to give you a nice little flavor inside the water. So a nice little trick, Old Italy style. You know, in Puglia, especially Amalfi Coast, anywhere really, I'd say around Naples, further south, lemons are so prevalent. That's why a lot of times people make it, you'll see a lot of limoncello down in the south, because the warmer climate, whoa, that was beautiful. The warmer climate is much more conducive to growing lemons. So you're going to see they use lemons and everything. So you'll notice on our ricotta cheese video and so forth, we always use lemon. So I always try to use lemon, which smells so great. It's so good for you too. I always try to use lemon, which will always, it's old school traditional, but it also enhances flavor. All right, so that's number one. Number two is we want to stir the water so that everything stays tight. And three, we're going to crack the egg in a dish and then gently slide it in. So I'm going to have my lovely camera assistant come right over here. I'll show you exactly how to do this. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, guys, here we go. So I've got the water going. I've got the lemon in there. And if you can come right in here, I just want to show you. All you need to do is take a spoon. I use my wooden spoon, my olive wood, right? And I'm going to get it spinning in a nice circle. And then I'm going to drip the egg right in there. I'm going to show you exactly how it looks. Okay, it's going to be really easy. All right? So I'm going to take my egg. I'm going to crack a whole egg, all right? Hold it tight. You want a nice sharp edge to it. Okay? And I'm going to pop that egg right in there, nice and gentle. Now again, you want to keep the whole egg steady, okay? So I'm going to set that right on the side, all right? Now, here's my egg. See how nice and beautiful and intact that is? Now I'm going to get my water going. Right? I'm going to keep it, it's almost beautiful when you watch this, right? So I have to do it awkwardly because my lovely camera person yells at me because I get my hand in the way here. So we're going to get a nice little spin going. All right, you're going to get your little whirlpool happening. Okay, there it goes. Beautiful. See how that's going? And then nice and gentle, real gentle, I'm going to dip that right in there. Okay, now watch. Look see what's happening already? The egg and the protein and everything just came right around it. So it's look at that, absolutely perfect. So the lemon in there is going to accelerate the denaturing of the protein a little bit, and the way the turbulence of the water is, is going to just bring it together. And then right now you're going to cook it as long as you want, depending on who's with you. Now, an Eggs Benedict, one of the benefits of an Eggs Benedict for most people is you want the yolk to be runny, and you want the outside to be nice and delicate on the whites. So you're going to want to cook it just gently and just have it so when you open it up, it oozes all over and it gives you that deliciousness of an egg. Some people like it further down a little bit, which is totally fine. So we don't want to flavor the water with anything else than lemon. You don't want to add salt, which can affect how the protein coagulates. So I'm going to let this go. Now, I like mine a little bit more raw. I like it a little bit more runny. And we're almost done. So you're going to say anywhere from 2 minutes to 5 minutes is what you're looking for. And you can see it bubbling and coming together. It's beautiful. Here, come on right in. Take a quick peek. Now, you don't want to touch it. Your tendency is going to be to want to touch it, but don't. Don't touch it. Don't disrupt it in any way. Just let it do its magic with the heat. And then when it's done, you're going to use a nice spoon, ladle it out, put it in whatever type of serving you're going to want to do. In this case, I'm going to use a ramekin later today. We're going to make some Eggs Benedict. So I'm going to gently set it right on top of our Eggs Benedict. It's going to be absolutely delicious. Hey guys, all right, so we're all set. So I'm going to go in nice and gentle. This is the part that, I mean, you just got to take your time. Just delicate. Look, is that absolutely beautiful. Hold it off to the side. Let that water come off. Isn't that, look at that. Look how perfect that is. Now I want to get as much water out because I'm going to eat it right out of the ramekin here. So, you know, you don't want to add that water to anything. That's absolutely perfect. Right? Look at that. Isn't that great? So I'll meet you guys right over at the at my favorite place in the whole kitchen, the tasting room. Talk to you guys in a moment. All right, guys. So there it is. Can you guys get a good shot of that? See how perfect that is? So now in this case, again, if you use one of the silicones, you see how that delicate wisping of the protein just makes it much more delicate. It makes it gentler to eat into. It makes it easier to bite into. It gives it a nicer texture. So I'm going to use just a little pinch of salt, okay? And I'm going to add just a little crunch of pepper. All right, guys, favorite part. So I just put a little salt, pepper on there. You can just smell that beautiful flavor of an egg. Now this side's just a little bit. There it is. Perfect. There it is. See that? See how it's nice and runny right in there? Absolutely perfect. So I just opened it up, ruptured that egg yolk. Absolutely beautiful. And again, I know I'm repeating myself, but when you poach it, you're not getting huge chunks of white protein. Everything is delicate. Everything's gentle. Everything just tastes so much better. You get a better mix of the flavors. I'm definitely eating that after the video. Boy, that's good. Something easy technique. Hopefully what I showed you here in just a few minutes will make it easy for anybody. So take a little practice. Grab 6 or 7 eggs, stir it up nice and slow, give it a run through, and after 2 or 3 times, I guarantee you'll be a pro. Guys, have a great week. Enjoy spending some time with your family. Thanks for letting me share some of my heritage and tradition, some of my stories with you. Until next week, have fun in the kitchen. Mwah. Bon appetit.
It's the good life.